All right, I'm gonna show you how I took data for the lens lab. So I have my cell phone there, it's displaying a picture of my cat, and the cell phone is acting as the object in this lab. And then in a homemade holder, I have a converging lens. So if you look at the lens, you can see that it's bulging out on both sides. I've taped down a measuring tape so that we can measure some distances. And then we're actually gonna be using a cutting board as the screen. So I'm ready to take a data point. So I've placed the lens at 30 centimeters and the cell phone or the object is at 0. So what's going to happen is the light from my cell phone is going to pass through the lens, and then somewhere on this side of the lens here, the image is going to form. And we want to find where the image forms. And so the way to do that is to use our screen, and we're going to move the screen back and forth until we get a sharp image forming on it. So I'm just going to show you here. When I have the screen quite close to the lens, the image that forms is not very sharp. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the screen back and forth, and if I move it too far away, then the image is also not very sharp. If I move it closer, there's a point here where it becomes the sharpest. So I just play around with this a little bit and I move it back and forth until I find the place where, in my best judgment, the image is the sharpest. And so you can kind of tell, a little bit hard to see, but on the cutting board, we see my cat and he's upside down. So this is a real image. And then now what we're gonna do is we're gonna look on the measuring tape to see how far away the cutting board is from the lens. So it looks like it's about 42.1. Yeah, 42.1 centimeters. But remember, the lens is at 30 centimeters. So you'd have to do 42.1 minus 30. And whatever that is DI, and that's where the image is forming.